So shall we start with the session? Okay. Since it is after lunch, so that is why I'm seeing how much is the energy. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Our theme today is future-proofing the internal audit profession, placing the spotlight on two critical areas. One is the current trend in the corporate governance and the evolving role of internal auditor. So I would ask Bhavesh sir if he can give just an insight about the current trend in corporate governance. Just few words.
So first of all, thank you WRC and thank you all of you that you invited me here on the speaking of the subject on corporate governance.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that I'm celebrating my birthday with all my professional brother. So when you say professional brother, you are also part of family.
Yes.
So thank you so much. We are all talking about corporate governance. Now these are the words, and of course internal audit. Corporate governance as a word, including compliance, were not there when we started our practice in 89-90. Because that was required, that was supposed to be the pre-ingredients before you start anything. Today, in today's world, when there is I always say that aggressive ideas are always been packed in the package of innovations. So today we have to discuss about corporate governance because our intelligence is allowing us to answer something more smartly when it is not fair. So we try to evaluate everything through intelligence. So my endeavor with of course 42 or 45 people here will today, let's jointly evolve today, and I would like that if you all permit and you being a moderator, let also get participation from the participants also from here.
Yes.
That what is the corporate governance in your? Is a compliance? Is a ethics? Is governance? First of all, I think we are not knowing the differences between all these three in the internal audit.
Yes.
And I always been telling that I have to be honest. And people say that governance starts with honesty. But really we do know what is honesty. And we always say that honesty is what you are doing when nobody is watching. So this is how the corporate governance should be there. Corporate governance is, to my understanding, is a more mindset issues rather than the work set issues. And while on the question answer we can dwell more on corporate governance, I would like to, and it's all about the honesty and sincerity.
True.
And we can discuss the stories. I don't know how much time we have on the question answer.
Definitely.
But we'll have to, all of you will have to understand that how you can have a corporate governance along with the internal audit combination. And I always, people say that whether this company is a corporate governance, how do you identify in a minute? Okay, whether corporate governance is good in this company or not. I always say it's very easy. You can identify poor company, rich promoters are not good corporate governance. Okay? So this is a very, very simple way of identifying with a corporate governance. You don't really require to go to rule book many times. And if time permit, we will definitely take a story of how the corporate governance and internal auditor can work.
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so now Samir sir, if you can just throw a light on evolving role of an internal auditors in today's world. Just few words before we start the session.
Yeah. So thank you WRC for inviting us, and I'm very much thankful to share a dais with legend like Bhavesh Bhai, and because he is the master of corporate governance. And as the question is very, very prominent, if we look at the journey of internal audit, last few years, this has changed thanks to the requirement of the management. And there are reasons. Earlier, internal audit looked like a tick mark job, doing audits, giving reports, signing reports, and monthly basis. So it was like you are treated as an auditor, but at the same time you are treated as a management person because it's an internal word. And audit was only audit. Now that role is changing thanks to the private equity investments or the listed companies governance requirement. So now people are getting upgraded, the managements are getting upgraded, and they want the internal audit to function as a process or as a continuing process, and it should help everyone to grow, the business to grow, and the risk anticipation can be identified. So slightly the role is shifting from audit to now, or assurance to now advisory.
Correct.
And few things are very, very crucial for the future ready internal audit profession, Ravneet, is about that your alignment should be strategic when it comes to taking a mandate of the client. Your resource planning, your technology upgradation has to be much in place for the internal auditor. At the same time, they should also increase the skill set, whether it is ESG, ERP, or technology, cybers, data protection. All these things are playing a very, very crucial role.
Correct.
And you need to have that kind of expertise.
Yes.
At the same time, you should expand your scope to those kind of areas to venture into, because now internal audit is not only of numbers, it is also of the non-financial factors. And your plan should be continuous, real time. You cannot have the periodic data review. So these are the requirements one internal auditor has to see, and they can be the governance partner for the organization in a longer way, because they know the ground reality. So this is what is requirement of the need of an hour.
Correct.
If we look at.
Agreed. Okay, so shall we start with our question answers round?
So you were telling Ranvit, I think after the lunch, I think people are,
Yeah.
participant looks to be little relaxed, sitting on the chair, somebody listening, or because I don't know whether panel discussion is properly kept after the lunch, so you can complete your Saturday nap or not. So I want to leave all the participants with 2 questions
Yes.
to keep them awake, and then we try to, rather than you asking question to us,
Definitely.
let panelists also ask question to them, and
Sure.
we try to, and then only when I realize it's very quiet members. Okay, so I thought let's keep 2 questions for them.
Yes.
And I think we will ask to you after she complete all our questions.
Done.
Okay, so question number 1 is more on your mindset about corporate governance. And question number 2, your ability to do internal audit. And this, of course, while talking, while listening to him, and I was just thinking that let me involve you also in participation. Now, as I was telling that there is a concept of ethics elasticity. So I am ethically good if I see a 10 rupee note and I say, no, don't touch, put it in the mandir. If it's 100 rupees note, I will say, no, just keep it to give it to somebody and you can give it to your peon. He may use it. If it's a 10,000 bundle, then my mindset changes. And if it's a 1 lakh ka thela, then I said, it's okay, God would have been kind, let's take it. 10,000 I will deliver, but 90,000 I will keep.
Right.
Yes.
Now, this is where the problem lies. Problem does not, everybody feels that my corporate governance is good.
Yes.
But it's good proportion to the gain which you are getting or proportion to loss you are foregoing. Now, this is the first fundamental point in a corporate governance, that in the corporate governance, where are you standing yourself? Is elastic corporate governance or a relative or a perfect or a fixed corporate governance? But once you try to, make a rule-based corporate governance, you will always be right. You will all argue right. I always say that whether love of mother can be measured in a rule. So corporate governance is a subject of principle. Cannot be valued with a rule,
Correct.
like a love of a mother. So let me ask 2 questions, and we have to go and introspect ourselves today more, rather than go and checking the clients on an internal audit, that whether, because if you are strong, client will have to follow.
Yes.
But if your systems are not strong, you will find client also will, client or a corporate or anybody working with you will try to play. Now my 2 questions to you, and before you ask the question, question number 1, that you are to travel to a business class to Delhi, and you are all ready, and you are a regular trader in shares and securities. You have decided that I want to buy some scrip, I will not buy. While traveling in a business class, you find that promoter of a large company, by talking about one large project which they are going to announce tomorrow, okay, and meeting is in Delhi today, and you have lots of knowledge about that company, okay? And you know that this is a good company, but you are not knowing, something is cooking, but you are not knowing now that tomorrow the agreements or contracts are going to be signed. You are getting down, you are overheard sitting on back side of the business class seat. You get down, you are sitting in the bus, and then you get settled in your car, going to your client place. Now the question to you, what you will do? Whether you will phone your trader broker and you say, no, buy these shares, or you will not tell them.
No way.
Number one. Number two, in the morning you decided once I get down at 9:30, I'll have to tell him. So you say, I am not changing my decision. So I will still go and buy. You'll have to answer these two questions, what you will do and why. Some of you can think on that, and why I am asking this question, you'll have to introspect, because people in Jainism, because I am not Jain, they say like aparigraha or whatever, which is aparigraha, right? Huh? So I say, you have to test yourself that you are very calm when you lose the pen. You are very calm when you lose the watch. You are very calm when you lose some shares. Are you calm when you lost your house? Okay, so as I've been telling, it's all elastic. We always say aparigraha, detachment is all subject relativity word. So there's question number you on a corporate governance. If you are in the place, and you now two, so there is question A, B, 1A, 1B. You had not decided whether you will buy the shares. Morning you decided, and you written in your diary that I want to give order, what you will do. Second question, now as an internal auditor. Now internal auditor is what role? You everybody seen cricket or a football? Now you have to just answer that whether the role of an internal auditor is a role of an umpire or a coach, manager, coach, umpire or a captain. These are the questions. Just think that if you have to answer, what you will answer. Then you can start.
So, anybody from the audience would like to answer?
Coach, you are a coach. You are not to decide for yourself.
Let them think, we'll answer it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so meanwhile, we will start with our questions. Okay.
Sir, what you completed, that you tomorrow morning or when you get down, now that time is not there. See, because my mobile is active even in the mobile, in the aircraft, and its Wi-Fi is working, so I just place the order and say, okay, buy 1 lakh shares of Disco, buy 1 lakh shares of Tata Steel, buy 1 lakh shares of Tata Motors. I have not even thought of it completed, and how right and denial he is, whether he is ditching you or you are being ditched. Or, what is your decision making? Because you just heard it and you have taken him for granted and you have made 20 lakhs or 2 crore rupees at stake because you said so. Why should I? Okay, somebody else is gain my loss, my gain is his loss. Why should I get into that? Do I need to get into that? Because somebody's gain, let it be. I should earn only what belongs to me.
We'll unfold once things over. I would like to know, two questions, even when we ask them, we can...
Sure, we will start.
So post-panel, maybe we can have
Yes.
minutes of question answer.
Yes.
Yeah, now we have already put two questions to them.
Sir has
Then
already asked 2 questions.
let them answer.
Done. Okay, so we'll start with sir only,
With me?
or with Samir sir. Okay. Okay. So Bhavesh sir, in your view, what are the most pressing governance risks that the companies are facing today? And how can internal audit support board in addressing them?
See, the governance risk today, let us understand, and as I was telling you, what is the governance? Governance is the philosophy of the management put in the framework for getting the objective
Correct.
fulfilled. So it's nothing but the combination of various processes, procedures, concept, all put together is a governance. Now when you say, if there is no proper governance, what are the risks?
Yes.
One will have to see. And I am here to just give my very honest and candid view. I am not here to discuss there is a financial risk, there is a legal risk, there is reputation risk. Everybody as a CA knows that these are the risks if there is no proper governance.
Yes.
But the matter in today's time does not stop there. The big risk which I personally feel is a risk of conflict of interest, is a governance risk.
Correct.
See, financial risk, legal risk, reputation risk, HR risk, everything is given, which we know is in a rule book. One is conflict of interest. Second risk which I perceive is intellectual dishonesty. I knew something that I have to do, only I knew I have to do, I am doing only 80% or 60% of thing. Or I am not taking decision in total fairness, is an intellectual dishonesty.
Correct.
And third risk is a deficit of trust. Okay? Now these are the three things which is not there in the rule book. So if you go even to
Yes.
ChatGPT, you will not find these answers. Okay?
Correct.
Because these are all come with the experience, and this is where people are unable to go ahead, which is not your intellectual energy which is allowing you to take decision. Is your emotional energy which triggers your intellectuals. And your emotional bandwidth gets sometimes chalked up with this type of conflict issues, this type of trust deficit issues. All are intelligence. All your CEOs, MDs, promoters, auditors, all are intelligence. But they are not able to perform their good. It's only because there is something, inhibition, which is stopping them to do their best. So to my view, apart from whatever risk ChatGPT gives, these are the three risks one will have to see and how to really
Which
address
ChatGPT
this.
will not give us.
ChatGPT definitely will not give because it's there not.
Correct.
And I think what was the second part of the question you were asking?
So it was, how can internal audit support board in addressing them?
See, I'll tell you. Internal auditor will have to, as I was telling you, that is a mindset versus work set. Internal auditor will have to understand first that what is the governance framework of the management in which I am working. And that can be understood. I remember when we used to go for internal audit and we used to go in the lift, our internal audit start from the lift or the watchman. It does not stop, only at account level or CFO level. So you need to understand that what is the type of person he is, what is the type of management, what is the philosophy of management. Accordingly, you can devise your internal audit aspects and the design aspects. So I think what is happening, our internal auditor today are only in a very transactional base, or now I think there is an improvement, and I am sure that the program which is devised is very nice. Your risk based, your control based internal audit. Do we have a design based internal audit? Design means, if I have to put in simple, if these air conditions are working somewhere, they are not giving me good air. It's because of three reasons. It is not designed properly. It is designed properly, but the processes has not been put properly. So I really don't know which features to use.
Correct.
And both are proper, the person operating is not proper. So as an internal auditor, we need to understand three aspects. One is design aspect. What is the design of a corporate? Is it strong or not strong? Second is the process aspect, whether the process are there,
Yes.
not there, written, unwritten, understood, not understood. Even understood, I have seen the accounts team complain that I don't have proper tools. I don't have bandwidth, मैं कैसे पहुंचूंगा? So it is not that I give only the processes. I should give, so here also, supposingly somebody is operating the AC and AC is not working. He will say, oh, I have so many, I have to manage the kitchen, I have to manage the chairman office, I have to manage the library, how I will do? So again the bandwidth issue.
Yes.
So as an internal auditor, we'll have to understand the mindset of the promoters, which is the design set, governance structure. Secondly, the process which is written. Third, whether process is understood, whether proper bandwidth has been provided. And fourth is the intent. Whether intent is good or not.
True.
And of course, intent, I think, is again something,
Debatable.
difficult only, because intent action there is always a gap. But these all four things put together, followed by proper monitoring mechanism, is a good internal audit.
So design, process and implementation.
Yeah, so I think otherwise it will not work.
Yes, agreed. Okay. So over to you, Samir sir. With the fast tracking digital transformation, how should board adapt their governance model to deal with the emerging risk like AI, cybersecurity, data privacy?
First of all, the board should have the digital literacy. This is the most important aspect, and as Bhavesh bhai rightly said, this is more to do with the intent.
Right.
You may not be knowing everything. You cannot expect a chairman of the company or the MD of the company at the age of 65, 70 years to know the digital.
Yes.
But he should know the implication and how to get results out of it. So that is something he should be aware, and there should be the top-down approach.
Yes.
Because if the bosses are understanding, the management takes the digital literacy to the core, then the take-first approach can be adopted. Otherwise, this AI, cyber security, data privacy remains just on a paper.
Correct.
You cannot have any kind of the plan without means internal audit function, or even the without taking into account all these things. Otherwise, it remains a policy on the paper. It looks like a very superficial.
Correct.
Some of the companies in the recent past has adopted some of the mechanism like hiring a CTO on the board. That itself is also not enough, because it requires a take first approach from the all the operations, all the sectors,
Correct.
all the people operating that setup. So this is very, very important. Right.
Agreed. It's so top-down approach is must. Agreed. Okay. So with this, we can move to the part that the non-financial reporting has been increased a lot. So for ESG sustainability reporting is growing. So how can internal audit help enhancing the reliability and the comparability of these disclosures specifically?
Yes. See, ESG is environment, sustainability and governance.
Correct.
And this is picked up a lot in the last couple of years or few years. And still people are still on the environment side. Governance and the sustainability is something we are still not thinking. Now for environment, what is important, that doesn't come in financial. So you have to deal with the non-financial aspects, non-monetary aspects, like carbon neutral production process, then biodiversity, then operational resilience, or scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 of the data approach, sustainability reporting, supply chain management, all these things when we talk, this all comes from the scattered and fragmented manner. Now as an internal auditor, the role becomes more important to align all this in your part of the internal audit process. Get the measurable numbers and get it linked to the financials.
Okay.
Because the board and the management, you are a bridge between them.
Correct.
And it is more important that the ESG, when we are talking, it has to operationally work for the organization. The performance yardstick has to be defined, well defined, and it has to be performing.
Correct.
And nowadays with the GRI, ISSB and SASB reporting, now the benchmarking is also very, very relevant. So as an internal auditor, they can take up this mandate to get the benchmarking of the company's processes to align with the industry standards.
Correct.
So this is very important. And I think lots of things to do in the ESG. So governance is one of the very important area, and that has to be taken care of in the near future.
Sure. Okay, so Bhavesh sir, let's talk about the global challenges now. So global supply chain and the third party risk are increasingly under the scrutiny. So how should internal auditor address these governance challenges?
I think this is a very important question. That as an internal auditor, how do we know the internal auditors can manage or can address the challenges which is emanating out of company or company's operations? But expectation of the promoter has now changed that the risk emanating out of a supply chain and external risk, how do you mitigate? Again, and this very important question which you are raising, that there is a supply chain risk, there is an external risk, there is a global risk,
Yes.
and what will be the role of internal auditor and how they can really manage. And if we put it very simple, as an internal auditor, if the Russia and Ukraine war is going on, what's your job? I think that is where we are not able to connect at the dots.
Correct.
Okay? And that is a specific question which Ranveer is asking. And how do you address this? I normally talk to many internal auditors and I really tell that things have changed. In your internal audit department, last year what you have changed? Persons, tools, training, understanding, knowledge, bandwidth. What is that change? Where as a chartered accountants, fraternity as a whole, we are averse to change. Okay, we are not able to move faster. And I always been telling
Yes.
that today's time, it is not the change. Change was always in our time also, and today also, and it will be future also. It's a nature. But the speed of the change, the direction of the change, and the nature of change is change than what it was past.
True.
Are you able to run faster than the change? You are successful. Or change is running faster. To my understanding, sometimes is not an intent or a bandwidth issue of our professionals, but unable to run faster than the change is a problem. We always are running behind. Some innovation has already come in client place,
True.
some ERP, some SAP, some new tools, some new programs, but we are still catching up for auditing tools. Okay. Coming to your topic of supply chain. Now here, whenever at a design level, one will have to understand as a corporate that what are the activities. Now what is the supply chain? Let me first put it clearly. Supply chain is nothing but from planning to procuring, to producing, to packaging, and then delivering, and after delivering, doing the after sales or feedback services. Is the entire thing a supply chain. Now within this entire supply chain line, whether the management has decided that what should be outsourced, what should not be outsourced. So that has to be first clear that these are the material services which will not able to outsource.
Correct.
Like certain manufacturing you will not outsource, certain manufacturing you will do with a job worker. Certain people you will not take, certain people you will take. Now this is the first thing we'll have to ask to the management, and I have found many times management are not able to reply that do you have a outsource policies? Okay, or you just somebody or some VP, AVP take decision about outsourcing. So in the supply chain audit and management, the first thing is, do we have a policies of what should be outsourced and what should not be outsourced in a supply chain? Now what is not to be outsourced? Do you have a written SOPs? Do you written procedures, framework that how it will be managed? So that part of supply chain is already managed within the organization, and you are master in checking the part. You know, you will go to the factory. The problem is the manufacture is done at the job worker or the freight operator or a shipping company. They are been failing, okay, because of, and the shipping lines are not working because certain canals are being closed because Russia-China war or Russia-Ukraine war or whatever reason. So there is one that what is not outsourced. Now out of the entire supply chain, what is outsourced? And within outsource, one will have to devise what is material outsourcing, what is non-material outsourcing. Non-material outsourcing, just leave it there. On material outsource, focus. At least that you are able to bifurcate or you are able to focus where is the risk lies.
Correct.
So first and foremost is dissecting the entire supply chain in outsourcing and not outsourcing, within outsourcing, material outsourcing and not outsourcing.
Correct.
Once you are able to do that, and once you are able to find, if management is not done, help them to do as a service. Once you are able to do them, then understand whether for material outsourcing, have you as an auditor, have you checked the material contracts for outsourcing? Or is the contract exist with the proper policies and procedures or no? Try to make it.
Correct.
Is there a vendor selection criteria? Is there a review criteria? Simple. In today's time, when I am driving the car on the road, I have to be more bothered about the samne wala car or the car which is coming the other way, whether he is driving properly or not. When you go from here to Pune in a car, you are always more worried about how others are driving. And you always complain. Okay, what is this? Exactly, because you are not sometimes worried on your own driver and car and on your speed. You are more worried because even if you are going perfectly right, you are likely to get accident. Similarly in your supply chain.
Agree.
Similarly in supply chain, even if you are doing your best, you will have a difficulties where your outsource agency or your stakeholders or other persons have hit you. And for that, three things. Whether you have proper selection process, number one. Whether their governance framework has been audited or questions. I have seen that many foreign companies where they came to India, they have a questionnaires,
Correct.
for selection of vendors.
Yes.
And somebody will have to fill up and goes. But Indian company putting the foreign suppliers or foreign agencies, I have not found they feel, oh, they are very good. But there is no questionnaires which we are putting to them, okay, that these agencies will work as per us.
Because
that
we
you can-
presume lot of time.
Yeah, we put, okay, somebody has said they have gone to their office, they are managing other client work also, let them do.
Yes.
So whether their culture, our culture mix, is a culture matching is there, it is not there, there is a second thing. To avoid the risk of compliance, as an internal auditor, you may suggest that, okay, these are the questions you will have to put. Third thing is, what are the system processes and backup data at their level, at outsource level? And whether it is auditable by you. Whether your large supply contractor or large agencies, the promoters or the companies are putting in the agreement, is there a clause that my auditor will able to see your internal audit report on our part? Then we know that no, this person is not there. And fourth, even if they are very good on onboarding, but very bad on ongoing. So they will every do checking, but after 2 years, the control has changed, management has changed, machines have changed, location has changed. They are still working with the same company. So do you have an ongoing risk management supply chain mechanism or not? I am putting in, friends, very, very generic word. I am not using the jargon. Okay, this everything is jargon. That okay, do you have the supply chain or outsource agencies risk management framework auditable data? Okay, so if you do this, I think you'll able to put a proper audit and you'll able to find the risk or the damage you can able to prevent before it happens.
Agreed, sir. So now we can shift to focus to some professional questions to the profession itself. Okay. So again, let me start with Bhavesh sir or Samir sir. Okay. So let me take with Bhavesh sir first. Sir, looking ahead, what new skill sets will the internal auditor need over the next 5 to 10 years to stay more relevant in this profession?
I would like to in that Kaun Marega Karanpati,
Okay.
there is a opinion poll. What they says? Audience poll. I would like to first understand from you and then I will answer. I have some different answer. That's why you can ask the question again.
Okay. So looking ahead, what new skills set will the internal auditor needs over the next 5 to 10 years to stay relevant?
Yeah, anybody can say one. And it is
AI.
You,
Okay. So somebody is saying AI. Okay.
I knew this answer is going to come first.
Communication. So we have one AI, one is communication.
Then,
So let's collect two more. Compliances. Leadership.
Understanding about the management culture and the first thing which I believe should not be done. You still need it even
Right.
though it is in technical operation and all, because you need to understand the business. There's a reason your supply chain management, your thought processing, everything would actually be aligned. So business understanding is the gist of continuing to continue.
So,
That's the view that I have.
correct. So AI, communication and business understanding.
I want two more answers.
Time
These are all skills.
adaptability to change.
One more from there.
Anybody from the last? Sir, can we get a mic so that the audience will hear?
Process automation.
Process automation. Okay. So mindsets of value addition.
Oh, at least some
Intent.
40%? Okay. I'll answer. Anybody want to try? Why I'm putting you try, friends, is unless you put your brain faculties on thinking, you may not get answer. Because what answer is correct for me is not what correct for you. Everybody makes tea or everybody drinks tea. But I am asking that whether the tea or the same day or the same home is very different. And similarly, and that's why the question, anybody wants to try more? Huh? No, I'm not able to hear.
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Can we give one mic to the audience so that they can see?
One is emotional intelligence, time management, process automation, AI,
You can just pass on who
value
wants to answer.
addition. How much time we have? We have time? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Friends, let's jointly evolve because you are paid. We are
So
going to get
anybody-
memento.
Somebody wants to answer?
We have got a memento, we will go. You have paid, you have to take the value out, no?
Anybody?
No? Okay. So let me answer, friends.
It's
The role of intern auditor. Anybody want to answer? Samir bhai, you want to say?
he
something?
wants to.
I'm very happy. So you are now lots of panelists now. Huh?
So he's answering.
Yeah.
Hello. So for the past 2 days, I am listening means internal audit. So before this seminar, I was in my mind there was only section 138, which says that every private company having turnover 200 crore more or an outstanding loan 100 crore more required this internal audit. Or for listed company, there is also some criteria of paid up share capital and deposit to 50 crore and 25 crore. But in this 2-day seminar, I learned that no, internal audit is a very crucial element for any kinds of audit, as it's a base of all the corporate governance, whether we say, as I am a company secretary, so we also do ESG, CSR. So it's a very important part of internal audit. And internal audit, I just think that it is not just an audit, it is a report. It is a company holistic view report. This is one.
Not report. It is assurance to the stakeholder.
Yes.
Your report doesn't have anything. You are giving assurance to the stakeholder. Okay, look, I stand with these numbers. I stand with these statements. That is what the reports and all, they are all, okay, that will cover the logics in the courts and Supreme Court after 20 years. But today, who is depending on you is the stakeholder. They are the stakeholder and they depend on you. They value your signature. Your value is only that.
So let's.
Actually, you should have the boys below 25, 24 also. You would have a different answer. No, sir, I'll answer that. I think what we are trying to understand, somebody said AI, very good. Somebody said process automation, very good. Somebody said time management. That's 138 section. Even let me tell you, even Reserve Bank of India and Security Exchange Board of India also have their internal auditors. Exchanges, all the regulators, IRDA also they have the internal auditors. They also, the internal auditor report also has to be submitted to them as the other regulators under LODR or whatever. The whole idea, friends, me here today or we here today is not to give you any gyan, but make you what is something which is not there in the rule book. Now AI is the next 5 years. What if AI change in after 2 years?
It has to change. It cannot remain the same.
So what is that which I have to now adopt, which is not going to change for next 5 years?
Sir, he has already shared the earlier speaker that there are 20 lakhs AI modules. 20 lakhs. So next 5 years will be 2 crore. What knows? How many? I don't know.
So say the question is, what is that which is always going to survive? AI is there or not there? Kalyug comes, Satyug comes, Treta, Dwapar, whatever yug comes, I don't have to worry. What is that answer? Human intelligence. So now that artificial intelligence was there. Integrity.
Bigger than the artificial intelligence. That is only for a data to collect. That is, they say you have 2 billion data. How do you can't physically do it. But there is a artificial intelligence. But what is the human intelligence? Do I agree or not? Do I accept it or not? Is that relevantly, is it certified by data or by the source? Or what is the process which is taken? See, with these things, human brain can only say, she can say no, it is useless. You will say no, very good.
So I will answer. Friends, I think I'm happy that, I think you wanted to answer, right? Yeah, please. But there's a process. What you'll do, I understand, is a process of achieving what you want to do. So friends, let me tell you, when you go to ChatGPT, generic or whatever you purchased, and you answer, you will get 10 answers. Okay? That what you should be doing. But, and ChatGPT is candid also. That is that answer is correct, you want some refined answer. You are not saying, you say, no, refine. And it will give answer. To my understanding, and which is little different than many others, do you have the mindset and the aspiration to be the honest and the best auditor? Underline that. Everything else will follow. AI, time management, process automation, is everything is just circling around your intention and your enjoyment of the work which you are doing.
Correct.
If you are doing the audit and you continue to do audit for next 5 years, neither you are enjoying the work, neither you are enjoying the fees, because that is the problem. इतना ही दे रहा है तो इतना कैसे काम होगा? ये तो पूरा मांग रहा है, पूरा आंगुली दिया तो हाथ पकड़ रहा है. Okay? और पूरा ऑडिट में पूरा एडवाइजरी ले रहा है. It's a common questions. Okay? So first and foremost, okay, is your mindset and your conviction about your capability and about your winning aspiration, I think is the first most. If you have that and test it 100%, otherwise you will also attend next year intern audit course. Okay, same answer, same questions, and same you will go, कि चलो जाके आए, अच्छा हुआ, अच्छा, there was good food, good person, good talk, CP also we got, CP also we got, but that is not the answer, friend. The answer is today, and if you want a permanent answer, is your own mindset, your convincing ability. This one. Second thing, what is ready, what you want to buy? Everybody want to buy success without paying the price for it. Your success is your hard work and cannot be available on Google or somewhere else. We don't have to pay a price. I don't know any of us has read all intern audit standards, all 18 or 20, fully. Institute has given intern audit standards. Have you read fully? Now, if you have not read, okay, the basics, then I am not geared up for the best intern auditor, because whatever is available is not what I am putting to. Reason, I look this as a part-time activity because client has approached us, I am doing, because somebody is saying I am doing,
Correct.
it is not because I want to do, I am doing. That's one. Second thing, in good old days, intern auditor job was value protection. So 100 रुपये का वाउचर है, 100 रुपये का एविडेंस लगाया, टिक, very good. Days change when you say value addition, which you also said कि मैं value addition कर रहा हूँ. That days also have gone. In today's time, from value protection to value additions, now we have moved to value creation.
Yes.
Can you do a value creation for the company? You are good into it. Because everything else is a past and it is available to them. Now, what do you mean by value creation? Allow them to take right decision at a right time.
Was that decision desired or not? Are you going in the right direction or wrong direction? Your 1,000 rupees person is traveling in business class and you are approving the payment. What nonsense you are doing?
Yeah, so
Will
that,
you ever grow? Will you ever grow or you will go doomed?
no, that is what. So I think the second important point is, you have to do a value creation, and for the value creation, first we'll have to increase our value. We can't create values for others, we have not created value for ourselves. And for value creations is what allowing them and helping them to take decision. Because promoters and the directors sitting on the board, every 10 minutes they take decisions. And because of that, they come under decision fatigue. And they are looking at you, help us to take decision.
Yes.
And that is possible when, as he rightly said, you have business acumen. And the important thing which I wanted answer from all of you was management by intuition. We have learned management by exception. Now the time has come is a management by intuition. You will be able to foresee without typing chat GPT what is lying to come. That ability when you develop, then you will be able to create the value. Okay, look, what you are doing, in my view, it is not doing because I foresee this is likely to come. So as an auditor, if you move to that direction, I think whether AI remain, AI goes,
Yes.
BI come, XI come, YI come, anybody comes, you are going to remain there. Thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well said, sir. Okay, so moving to Samir, sir. How should internal audit prepare for the challenges brought on by the disruptive technologies like AI, blockchain, quantum computing?
So, most important is the internal audit designing has to change a lot. When you are having a data analytics and the AI as a tool, it should be used to the best of your advantage. And you need to be on the real time, continuous monitoring, so that at least the real time challenges, the data threat or the risk intelligence can be identified and that can be taken care of well in time.
Right.
And at the same time, the management also gets the reasonable assurance that all the stuff has been verified, because when you can use the data analytics, your horizon expands. You can do the entire 100% check of the systems or controls, and that gives more confidence to the management, and it gives the confidence for relying on their system, or if the system is not working, it helps in giving the alternate options. So they can make their boardroom decisions, so they can take their decisions faster. So this is something a very important tool. And at the same time, the most important, using AI does not mean you lose your business acumen. And that's the most important aspect, as Bhavesh Bhai already covered this aspect, so I'm not taking much time on that. So your intent to learn more, adaptability to change is given. You cannot leave it anytime. And just imagine, आज हम ये बात कर रहे हैं, 15 साल पहले, 10 साल पहले, those people who have done their chartered accountancy, over 10 years, how you came up? Because of the adaptability. कहीं ना कहीं forcibly होता है, कहीं ना कहीं voluntarily होता है. So that's something we have always done and we are going to do. But if we want to be relevant, we need to have now knowledge of the not only technology, not only the standards, internal audit standards, but at the same time, the most important is business acumen. So you can't trust only AI to give results. You need to apply your business acumen whether it is relevant or not. I can just share one example.
Yes.
We were just designing, my client was designing some project, and we were helping them in that particular project where the machines were supposed to come down the European market, Germany and all. And that time, they were just going for a shipment. I mean, it was supposed to go for shipment just 3-4 days after. And suddenly, वो कुछ हमास का war हुआ, right? Immediately we realized, and as an auditor and as an advisor, I just told my client, just ensure this may have the supply chain issues. Because this is not something going to stop by just one bombarding. And immediately we help the client to design their costing and insurance and everything, which helped them to cover all this aspect. And within 2 days, they did all this stuff by paying some extra premium, but they were well protected. And at the same time, we did the hedging also. Because we were knowing if the war takes place, the pricing will shoot and the dollar rates or euro rates will also shoot. So we did that, and today we could save nearly 3 to 4 crores of that client's this entire project cost. Out of the total cost of 50 crore, we could save 3-4 crores. That's substantial.
Value creation.
That's value creation, right?
Sir, I want to tell you, Donald Trump said, I will increase the taxes by 25%, and suddenly after 10 days he said, I will increase to 50%. Okay, you better do it. But do I have in my business module a team of people? What is the opportunity I have? Threat is okay, that is known to the whole world. But what opportunity I have? Can I sell to Vietnam? Can I sell to Cambodia my product so that it reaches to US? Where there is a gap, where the gap will be created because and then this keeps on changing after every 1 month or 1 minute or 1 hour. So this changing dimensions and the threats which is imminent. So you have to see what is the opportunity you are getting. Okay, Sri Lanka is getting opportunity, yes. Cambodia is getting opportunity, yes. You sell without brand, without numbers, without names, and let him pack and send it there. See, this is what the human brain can do and not the AI can do. AI can help you saying that these are the markets, will create the blank, which will create the openness and more gaps. And this is the one it will be crossed. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. So to answer this also, many people have chosen Dubai as one location, Indonesia, Vietnam as another location, but all these places, they are not going to stay. So we always take means whenever it came to us also, some of our clients in textile business or even in the chemical business, specialty chemical, they decided to move out of India and just shift their base because they were exported to US market. But we told them the risk angle that today though you will go there, but tomorrow you will have the poem issues and all this angle which need to be taken care of. And at the end it came to,
Decide what is best for me.
yeah.
Here I can say 10 things, but he will say, no, this will not, I cannot get the quality service there. Quality manpower is not there.
Right.
Electricity is very expensive. This is 90 rupees and this is 1 rupee. How will it compete?
Right.
See, if you go to European country,
Let's move.
your electricity is in the 90 rupees, 1 rupees is 90 rupees there, 100
Right,
rupees there.
right,
So it is
right.
not, but then he has to decide and he'll say, okay, yeah, he can still work on. But they are not permanent. They keep on changing. He who change with the time is the one who sails through.
True.
So Bhavesh sir, just related to this one question, should the internal auditor themselves become the technology specialist, or it is better to have some cross-functional experts for this?
I'll answer in a very reverse way. Whether technology specialist is thinking to start internal audit,
No.
that answers. If the IITian or technology specialist is not thinking to do internal audit, so I don't think so. As an internal auditor, we have to be techno specialist,
Okay.
but we have to be techno savvy. I think the difference between techno specialists means you know about programming and all that. Techno savvy means at least you should know if want to work on ERP or SAP, how I can do. If there is a AI coming, whether I have put AI to my use to understand what AI has been giving, these are all techno savvy.
Correct.
To my understanding, we should not worry about become technological specialist, but we should able to function in complement with the, but we should also be aware, because what we have been seeing that technology today is eating away the professionals. So earlier, if I had to measure my blood pressure, of course I don't have, this is a different thing, but if I had to go and measure, if somebody has to measure, they have to go to doctor, wait for 20 minutes, pay 50 rupees, and with that pumping, that blood pressure was measured. Today you go to the phone a blanket or you order on blanket, BP machine will come, you have done yourself, and you can do 10 times, 50 times. So what exactly happened? The work of doctor has moved to technology.
Correct.
So technology is slowly taking over a profession which may happen in internal audit also. And that's why as an internal auditor we have to be very cautious that what are I am about the technology. So when I say tech savvy, let technology to be your slave rather than it become your master.
Correct.
It comes to your help rather than it really comes and puzzles you. Or if you become a slave of technology, tomorrow you also will have the same problem. Some technology or internal audit tools, which there are many today, will eat you away, and client will find that tools more effective than your people's ability to do the audit. So one will have to really understand how do I always put myself above the technology.
I good. Okay.
WIRC is conducting so many AI tools.
Program certificate programs.
Phase 2, phase 3.
Yes.
See, maybe that there are limitations so far. You have to wait for it.
Okay. So considering the time before we conclude our session, any specific question audience wants to ask to our panelist? Anybody? Or they want to answer your question that you have asked in the beginning of the session?
I would just like to add what Bhavesh bhai
Yes.
said in last question, that over a period of time I have observed that data analytics is very, very important. So AI,
Yes.
whatever we say, and that has to be part of our audit program. Okay, and not as an add-on feature. So that is something we need to differentiate. So today, if client is paying good fees, I will give you data analytics. If client is not giving you good fees, I will not paying you good fees, I will not use the data analytics. It should not be like that. It has to be there, so it has to be technology adoption. You need not be specialist of everything. And as an unfortunate thing in India, till now internal auditors are considered as master of all. And at the end of the day, they are treated jack of none. So this is something you should not do, and always keep technology as a first approach to support you, and at the same time create value. Look for value creation by value addition, and not be the part of it. You are not valued just because you are just a typical internal auditor, what you were 10 years before, right? So that's very important.
Thank you. So anybody would like to answer?
I think we had raised 2 questions to all of you. So you have answers, yeah?
Sir would like to answer.
I'm very happy at this. There are many panelists.
I think
And the whole idea of making you answer is to start making you think about how the governance will
I
work.
think everybody has answered your question number 2, but question number 1, what you have said, was not answered, but not to the full extent. We all are chartered accountants. Of course, I'm old. The rest of everyone are new.
Oh, you are very young. Why you
No, 1974 batch I am. And end of the course, you are being told professional ethics and code of conduct. Professional ethics and code of conduct. Those days also it was there, now also it is there. And what you have said rightly is the intention of the person that would decide whether the work is done right or wrong. Let me give you a little example of that. Good work done with a right intention is right, and good work done with a bad intention is bad. Although it's a good work, but with a bad intention. For example, just it will take one example I'll give you. A person has come to Mumbai, earned a lot of money, went to his state of Rajasthan in his place, and he saw that there is asked the people concerned what all problems you are facing. So they said, look, we are having a problem of water, and if you can sort out. So he spent those days, 30, 40 years back, around 1 lakh rupees, and plenty of water came, and the entire village was happy that this is a good work done by you. Down the line, 6 months after, he went to the same village, and he said, look, I'm standing in the election, so please ensure that votes are given to me. Looking at the work, you will find that he has done a very good work. But otherwise, it was his investment he wanted to do because he wanted to contest the election. Secondly, if a gunda harasses to a child, certainly it's a bad act. But at the same time, the mother slaps the child. Why it's a good? Because her intentions was to set him right. So end of the day, whatever work we do, end of the day our intentions are there. Those intentions are to be set right. And how to set right? Unless there is a cultural development. See, we all know Gita, and everyone has studied and must be studying it and must be putting it into the practice also, which everyone is doing it. A small written sort of explanation is given by one very authoritative person. I will say in Hindi, किए बिना कुछ मिलता नहीं, मुफ्त में लूँगा नहीं, किया हुआ व्यर्थ जाता नहीं, कभी निराश बनूंगा नहीं, कार्य करने की शक्ति तुझ में है, कार्य करता जा, पुकारता जा, मदद तैयार है. This is from Lord Krishna. Thank you.
So any further answer on? Oh.
Yeah, please.
So you are a moderator, not a panelist. Okay, ask.
So, if a client does not have a corporate governance in the organization, which as per your definition you said that where you find that the promoter is rich and the company is poor, in that scenario, should we do the internal audit of that organization?
Okay, any further question? Because I think I have raised lots of questions for all of you, and I'm very happy that you have put all your own thinking with all that questions, because this is how you can judge in a minute. Okay, because I always tell the people, the time is, you will not able to see the problems, neither you will able to hear the problems. Time has come to smell the problems. Okay, you will not able to see, neither you will hear. But I'll answer your question. I'm happy at least you reflected on what I have said. Yeah.
We've been talking about ethics, code of conduct, corporate governance, and all these kind of things. We are chartered accountants, senior chartered accountants. In the past, maybe there were problems, maybe there were issues relating to ethics and corporate governance and things like that. What I do feel is the entire ecosystem probably in the last about 10 to 15 years has changed so dramatically and so drastically that things have been completely turned over the heads. And therefore, I have a feeling that for the chartered accountants who are still in practice of the old time and who are the new chartered accountants budding and trying to be aspirational leaders of the profession, things have become that much more difficult for them. And maybe, just maybe, everybody is in a big hurry, including the industrialist, including the chartered accountant, to be very successful and very rich in a huge, small amount of time. And therefore, somewhere or the other,
everybody is cutting corners, and therefore, Bhavesh sir, in view of this, what is the advice that you would have to give, mostly for chartered accountants who are now in the profession, been maybe last about 20 years, 25 years. You know, prior to that, I mean, I am an old timer. Anybody can look at me and say that, yes, ye to bahut purana CA hai, whatever it is. But things weren't so difficult. I don't know whether people were more honest at that point in time, or nazar-andazi zyada ho rahi thi, and maybe even the regulators and the authorities were not looking at everything so seriously. But now, in terms of India becoming, and the world entire becoming a global village, I think everything has changed, and the perspectives have changed. So, Bhavesh sir and Samir, of course, would like your final view on this. In my
I will take 2-3 minutes, and then I'll give to moderator, because I am sure that the next session also is there. One question you raised, and there are 2 questions which I had raised in the beginning for all of you to reflect. And let's close it in 3-4 minutes. Okay?
Yes.
Otherwise, the madam is here. No, I'm just joking. No, please be seated. I will have to go. Prithiben, thank you, and you are here. I'm very happy. And Prithiben also is sharing a birthday with me today. So many happy returns to you also. I'll first answer your questions. My simple way of understanding a corporate governance is rich promoters and poor company. Okay? So this is a very important, that the promoters are rich, company is poor, it means something is going wrong. And once it is going wrong, rather than just accepting, you need to put the extra enhanced due diligence before accepting the assignment, that what is going wrong. You take the assignment for 2-3 months rather than just committing. Understand that is there the money is been in such a way, and I will discuss with you how it goes also. It's been getting siphoned or been taken away in one way or other, then better don't travel with those companies, because your name, will also be get attracted. Avoid, there are lots of good people, let me tell you. There are lots of good people. Try to be with them, you will also be good. So avoid, because you are not working with a client. Actually, you are also making your own personality by working with a client. More C category, D, A category client you work, you also become A category. And more A category client you work, you also. So you decide is not you are getting the fees from C or D. Actually, you are also preparing your personality accordingly. Coming to your questions, in the old days, as I was telling you, compliance, governance, ethics, these topics were not there. But it was part of day-to-day conduct. Today we are hearing compliances, ethics, governance. Again, the circle is getting completed. I was just talking, today you have that thumb impression, I've been getting, and on the mobile you do all that. In earlier days also with the ink, somebody was doing thumb impression. Okay, so circle will definitely going to get completed in time to come. What used to happen on those days, 90% of people were having one theory that this is honesty, this is culture, this is ethics. So people were going with that, and it was auto. Today, if 90% of people feel, what is there in ethics? What is there? And that's why the principal has brought into the rules. Otherwise, principals is not required to be brought in the rules. It's simple, that if the 100 is a normal fever, but all 100 people feels that 101 is a normal fever, tomorrow the fever is 101, and after 101 you will start saying, no, I have a fever. So the whole fundamental truth is moving because the mindset of a group of people and the larger group of people. And this is what is happening today. And once this happens, then the principle of governance, everything comes in the rule to teach you that no, 100 was only the right fever, 101 was never the right fever, and then start reporting. Answer to your questions. Now coming to 2 questions which I asked. The first questions, and I think this is very, very important, and we may end up with one small story also on corporate governance. First question was, as an internal auditor, are you a coach? Are you an umpire? Are you a manager? Or are you a captain? I have still not got answer, but I'll answer. As an internal auditor, first of all, you are not a captain because you don't have to play the match. You are not a manager because manager normally in the cricket team arrange for the whereabouts, arrange for the traveling, arrange for everything about the team. Now the questions remain between that flip two is, are you a coach or are you umpire? Now in good old days, and in the old days, you are umpire, this is not correct, this is correct, this is not correct. In today's time, you have to not umpire, but you have to be coach as an internal auditor. Because you will have to train the client's people and the client to what is right, what is wrong, rather than telling you're done right, you're done. So you need not be a fault finder. You have to be a path giver.
Yes.
Okay? So you move if you are umpire and it's very simple. How much time you get in the board meetings, it decides how effective internal auditor you are. I was attending one internal audit, seminar long back when at your age. We used to learn 3 things that time. And it is in Hindi, कि तू चीज़ बड़ी है मस्त मस्त. And the second was, अंदर क्या है, बाहर क्या है. और third was, हम public है, हम सब जानते हैं. Okay? So, your internal audit report should be, people should feel like taking in hand. First cut. So then the चीज़ बड़ी है मस्त मस्त. Then the content. And the promoter's happiness or the director's happiness. No, give more. And then, okay, complete, let's go. These are some of the small things one will have to understand. Coming to second and very important questions, where I would ask that if you are traveling in a business class and you overheard somebody talking about some script and whether you will purchase or not. I have not good answer from any of you, okay? But in my view, and you should not purchase. Okay? Now you will argue, your intellectual mind will argue, sir, मैंने थोड़ी उसको पूछा था. मैंने तो सुना था.
Correct.
और मैंने तो सुबह नक्की करके आया था. I decided in the morning, so why I should not purchase? So there are 3 things you have to understand. There is a difference between communication, information and eavesdropping. The law says, if you have been communicated the inside information, you will not purchase. So you say, no, it is not communicated. The communication requires 2 parties. I have got information. Okay, I am not informed, but I overheard eavesdropping. Why I will not take benefit? If I will not, somebody else will take. Now this is where I was telling that your ethics and your honesty is what you are doing when nobody is watching. Nobody knows that you heard. But if you drop that day your decision to purchase that particular script, you have won your honesty. You have won your ethics. So this is the answer you will have to understand. And lastly, you also will have to understand difference between ethics, compliances, and governance. Unless you understand, you will still be on a compliance and doing compliance. You feel, oh, I have done a governance. I am in ethical. So I think that difference you have to understand. Anyway, time permitting, we can of course go on some story on a conflict, but otherwise, no, thank you.
He wants to say.
Overheard and nobody really knows about it. There is a line which says, integrity is what you do when nobody is looking. Yes.
True.
So ये दिल मांगे मोर, but time हो गया है अभी. So I would like really thankful for the Bhavesh sir for giving the so much insightful session. So first time I saw कि panelist is asking question to the audience and audience is giving answers. So it was like great engaging session.